Now let me just go back to the data coverage section. So in the data coverage section, apart from the Supreme Court cases of India from 1950 till date, you have the Privy Council and the federal courts, right? From 1939, 1872 to 1949, the total data coverage for Privy Council and the federal courts. Then we have all the high courts. All the high courts. I'd request the participants to mute their mics. And apart from all the high courts, we have some select few district courts also. Those are very, you can say, important or landmark judgments in district court. Then we have the historical courts prior to independence, that also is being covered here in the your SSC online section. Then we have various tribunals like TDSAT, ITAT, IPAB, CLAT, TRI, APTEL, and a lot many. And in the statutory law, we have the primary and the secondary legislation. In the primary legislation, you have the central statutes, state statutes, rules, regulations, circulars, bills in parliament, and of course, constitutional orders. In the secondary material, we have the Constituent Assembly debates. All the Constituent Assembly debates means beginning from volume 1 to 12, the entire debates. Then we have various reports of commissions and committees, which includes the Law Commission reports of India from pre-independence till date. So all those reports are available to you. And then we have the legal articles section. And in the legal articles section, you will see the major publishers like SSC, Practical Lawyer, and various other national law universities of repute. So all their articles are available to you in this section. Then we have the treaties, bilateral, multilateral, historical trials, and policy documents from the various departments of the government, and entire series of Tagore law lectures. So this all is being covered in your SCC online. Now, during this pandemic, what we are doing is we are, accessing these through the remote access software. I'm sure your college also, your college has this remote access facility. So the first thing you do while you click on login, this IP login should appear apart from the user login. If the IP login is not appearing, that means there is something wrong, or you are not going through the right channel. The IP login will give you access, or it will authenticate rather, that this particular student is from GLC Thrissur, and thereby you will be given the access. If you don't go through the remote access software or application that is being provided to you by the college, you will only see user login in that case, and you won't be able to proceed further.
Mr. Raina,
yeah,
could we just simply check, this is a question to all the students, do we know that we have a remote access software in place? Or in other words, do we know about there's a e-library portal that we have for the GLC University? Do you guys know about it?
Yes, we are aware of it.
You're aware of it. Great.
Yes, sir, we are aware of it.
Perfect. So that's exactly what Mr. Raina is saying. So you go to e-library, and over there you have e-resources, and from there you click on SCC Online. If you do not follow that, and if you just simply go to scconline.com, it will not give you an option of IP login. And why IP login is important, I think that's what Mr. Raina is going to go through now.
Right.
Thank you everyone for the confirmation. Mr. Raina, over to you.
Thank you, Chetan. So IP login is the way, the gateway. I mean, it will authenticate you as a user on the portal of SCC Online via this college, your GLC college. Now, in this case, you'll have to simply enter your email ID which you have registered. If you have not registered, if you are new to this system, you will click on this register here link at the bottom. Once you click on that, it will prompt you to enter your email ID as your login ID and your full name, and further you will click on register and login. The next screen, it will ask you for your year of passing your graduation. So considering that this is a integrated batch over here, so you could be, if you're joining, if you joined say in 21, so you will be graduating in 25. So accordingly you will put your year of passing in that field, and this is a one-time process that will get completed. Now next time around, you will simply click on the login ID. You will enter your email ID and you will proceed with the login. Now, this will take you into the software, and the first screen that you will see is known as SCC Online Dashboard, which comprises of three sections, namely Research, Research Plus, My Library, and Links. Now, Research Plus is the one where you will be doing most of your legal research in the form of queries, or maybe I request to mute on the mic. Thank you. So in the Research Plus section, you will be able to search on the basis of a query or a party name or a citation, whereas the second segment consisting of red color tiles is known as My Library section, which is just like your physical library that you have in your college. The same way you have a e-library over here. So here you have certain topics or titles, and on under those titles you can click on any of the document and you can view it. So it's like a click and view section. And of course there's a moot court resources also, which we'll talk about later. The links, as the name suggests, gives us links to the external websites whom we have tied up, and whom if a college has subscribed to, will get access through this link. So our focus will be on these two tiles.
Mr. Raina?
We lost the audio.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I think probably some internet connection at his end. Let me just do and make you understand what he was talking about. In the meantime, Mr. Rana joins in. So we were talking about this entire, all these different tiles. Now, depending on what you have with you, you will decide which tile you'll be going for. Now we have this Research Plus, which has various tiles: find by citation, find by party name, find by section. Now, as the name suggests, all these tiles are to be used when you have something specific in your hand. So when you have a citation search, you will go for citation. Let me share. Please check. Sanjay, could you do me a favor? Could you just check with Mr. Raina? In the meantime, I'll just continue the session if everything is all right at his end.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
He left the meeting, rejoining.
Yeah, he will rejoin. Otherwise, I think you can just check once. So I'll just quickly get to the same screen. Just give me a moment. While I'm getting onto the screen, let me continue what I was sharing with you. So depending on what you have with you, because a lot of time when you're doing a research, you only have a citation, and sometimes you just have a party name. And there can be instances wherein you would not have anything but just a word or a phrase, or one more situation can be that you have a sentence that you heard somewhere, and now you want to search with that. So depending on what information you have at hand, you will be using a different tiles. And having said that, there is also another way of searching. That is the next tile. Let me quickly share the screen, and then I'll be able to show you and take it from there. Just give me a moment. This is the reason why we have backups, why we like a lot of us come and join together, so that it's taken care of if something like this happens. So we were talking about the various tiles. So this screen is called Dashboard. Now, if you see, it says Research Plus. We have talk a bit about it. Let's go to the next one. That is My Library. Now, what does My Library do? Now, in this, you do not need anything as such, like any substantial thing or a word or a sentence to start your search with. This acts like a virtual library for you, which simply means that you can relate it to your actual library. Now, those of you who are in the third year or something, or second year, second or fourth sem, can relate to it because you have been in the university, you have been to the library. But if you remember, when you used to walk in the library, the sections have been divided. The library has been divided into various sections. Somewhere you have this Bail Act section wherein all the acts, all the statutes are kept, and then there is one section of the library which takes care of journals, articles area, and then there you have something related to the judgments, the precedent, the law reports, and others, manual commentaries, and everything are kept. And you go to that particular section of the library, and you start browsing. You start going through what is already kept over there. So, learning from the same principle, if you come to My Library, the same thing happens over here. You do not have to search for a particular word. You don't have to write a topic. You can simply click on information and the information will start pouring in, and you can select what you're looking for. And even if you're not in the mood of researching, you just want to update yourself or upskill yourself for that matter, you can come to the browse option. Now, let me give you a quick example of one each, so that we have a quick differentiation over here. Sanjib, could you please check with Rajesh Raina if he's able to join or not? Then accordingly. Okay. So I'll give you one example of, let's say, research. Okay. So we'll go with this word search. Now, let's suppose I want to see. Now, in the starting, we were talking about that we have various databases. We have your Constituent Assembly debates, we have your Privy Council, we have High Court judgments, articles, and others. All that can be accessed with this one option, that is word search, and this specific tab that you can see, the search tab. Let's suppose I want to search for or see where all freedom of speech was discussed. Okay. Now, why am I writing freedom of speech in double inverted commas? It's just to ensure that freedom of speech is coming as an expression, as a one word, rather than searching for freedom of speech as three different words. And by the way, those of you who do Google search, advanced Google search, Scholar search in Google would already know about this. Now, what is happening when you search for freedom of speech? It says it's giving you digest notes. Those of you who do not understand the meaning of digest note, what it means is that these are head notes. Some people like to call it a ratio of the case. I prefer calling it as a law point. So anything that is discussed in a case is a amalgamation of various law points. But how do we talk about it? We always say that judgment it's a terrorist attack case, it's a murder case, it's a robbery case. We always tend to label the cases. But I'm sure all of you would agree with me on this part that when you start reading the judgment, you understand that you might have talked about, let's say, an abduction case, right? Where the ransom has been asked by the people who have kidnapped the girl, by the robbers or by the kidnappers, to the concerned party. Now, when you start reading the case, you'll understand that person, if he's been caught, the case would have started with first trespassing, because the person would have come to the house, in case that was a scenario, would have kidnapped the girl or a guy or a boy, whosoever, and then mental cruelty, then calling for ransom, then illegal possession of arms and ammunition, then maybe murder. Now, all this, all we talk about it's a kidnapping case, but in actual, there's so many other things that the person has been charged with. Now, all those things can only be understood once you start reading the full case. But considering the fact that we do not have that much of time all the time, we, as a SSC Online team, what we do is we go through all the judgments and make head notes. And that's what is kept over here. We'll talk about this more in detail. But let's come to the freedom of speech part. Now, freedom of speech has been discussed in judgments, acts, bills, rules, notification, policy documents, articles, book indexes, Tiger Law lectures, report of commission, Constituent Assembly debates, historical trials, and treaties. Now, if I click on the plus sign of judgments, I can see Supreme Court, Federal Court, click on the sign of plus sign of High Courts. I get all my High Courts available over here. Then few handpicked judgments of District Court, historical courts, foreign cases as well. By the way, you have access to foreign judgments as well. Foreign judgments, that means other country judgment, which includes US, West Africa, South Africa, Canada, Ghana, Lesotho, all the SAARC countries. Apart from that, you also have access to the international courts which are not governed by individual countries or focus on individual countries' welfare, but the welfare of the world. So it can be, they take care of the cases between two countries or two entities which are in different countries, and each country has a different law in place. So they come in as a mediator to take care of those kind of cases. I'm sure most of you have heard about this famous international court, that is ICJ, International Court of Justice. So that's called as an international court. That's not a foreign court. So those courts are also available over here. Then tribunals, in case you want to see armed forces tribunal and others, you can have a look at them. Acts, in any act, central act or state act, the freedom of speech has been discussed. That comes over here. Bills, rules, all that comes over. Now, the reason why am I showing you this is because I can choose what I want to see and from which area I want to see this information. I want to see freedom of speech as discussed in, let's say, in articles. I want to see all the articles. So if you see if I take my cursor in front of the article section, it says only. Let me click on this only. And there we have it. It says all the articles on freedom of speech has been discussed and has been made available to you. You want to see any article or any acts on it? Similarly, you can do the central acts, only central acts. This only will prevail throughout this left side window, and you can select and deselect the entire database. Select what you're looking for and deselect the entire database automatically. Okay. So this is the simple way of searching with words, and you can do this. Now, however, if you want to do the same search, or you want to access, let's say, articles, then what, rather than going over here and you want to just see all the articles, you'll come to the browse section. And now let's see the difference between the two. If I click on browse articles, it says law review journals. There are all the articles are kept over here. And there's a list. I can certainly search over here and say freedom of speech, start search. It gives me in all the journals wherein the freedom of speech article has been published is coming over here. Alternatively, like I said, sometimes you just want to upskill yourself or you want to learn something new. Then in that case, you can come over here. It says Aligarh Law Journal, CPJ, Asian Journal of Air and Space, depending what interests you. Let's take environmental law. Now, if I click on this, it says we have 2 volumes for them, from them. You click on them. Now, what is going to happen is you're not going through journal wise, though you are, but actually what is happening over here, you're going topic wise. So you go to the topic list, and depending on what interests you, you can simply go for that one. This is something I think most of you might know about this. There are different stages that everyone go through, including myself. That is, we are usually initially of any courses, any education that we get or we take, we go through this first stage. That is, I don't know, I don't know. And the problem with this stage is that when you don't know something, that you don't know that, okay, you are unaware of this particular, knowledge or information, you would never search for it. The searching part only comes in when you know that you don't know something. So that's the second stage. I know, I don't know. And the third stage, which everyone wants to be on, and I think that's a differentiator between a good and a good advocate and an average advocate. That is, the third stage is I know, I know. So first one, that is I don't know, I don't know. If you don't know something, you will never search for it. So this browse helps you, feed the first stage so that you can move from first stage to the next stage, and you can make the decisions. And you can take a call that do you want to move to the next third stage, or do you want to stick around in the second stage? Okay, so you can go through this. Any entry you click, it will get displayed right over here on the right hand side screen. So this is the major difference between the search and the browse. Similarly, there are other factors as well. If I click on secondary material, or let's forget about secondary material, let's talk about this moot court resources. If I click on moot court resources, you would see we've been sponsoring a lot of moot courts lately. And if I click on any of this, let's take GNLU, and I take this one. What we're providing you in some of the moot courts, we're giving you problem, the best team memo, and the winning team memo as well. In some, we are just giving you problem and the winning team memo. Now, I think this is understood in case how you can use this information in case you've been to this particular moot court and you want to see where you were lacking, what was that one factor that that particular team got the best memo award and not yours. You can simply click on it and can see their memo. If you want to see the winning team memo, you can also do that. In case you could not go to this for this particular moot court competition, you can certainly also use this information and practice it for the next moot courts. Yeah. So that's a major difference between this. Now let's start going one by one. Let me check on my colleague once. Okay, Mr. Chaudhary, any update on Mr. Raina?
Yeah, I'm there. I was just not interrupting you in between while you were conversing, so I'm in.
No worries.
Yeah.
All good?
Yeah, it's fine. I don't know how it I went out of this meeting.
No worries.
Yeah.
Do you wanna take over or what?
Yeah, I mean, you want me to share the screen or something like that?
You can share your screen. Yes.
Yep.
Now what we're going to do is, in the meantime, Mr. Raina is sharing the screen. What we're going to do is we'll simply now understand each and every search terms, search types, that how can we do searches. And browse, we've understood some bit of it. So we'll see how much browse can we cover. Mr. Raina, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you, Chetan. So we were in this, we will talk about this research section. And in the research section, as you can see, the words search option over here, which can be used for entering your all keywords or your words or your query over here. And if I'm looking for a latest judgment from Supreme Court of India on, say, defamation, so usually what we do is, if we use any other software, so maybe free search engines like Google or Wikipedia, we tend to enter the entire description. That is, latest judgment from Supreme Court of India on defamation. So this way I'll key in the
Supreme Court of India. It just says Supreme Court. Do you want to say Supreme Court of India, because Supreme Court can be of any other country as well?
Correct. So we'll put
You know?
the entire description. Correct. So latest judgment from Supreme Court of India on defamation is what I am just entering over here.
That is what we
let-
do on Google. That's how we
Google.
search on Google. So we're doing a quick comparison, what not to do.
Comparison. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. So over here you will you can see that there are 218 results in all. This particular screen that you see is the one which will have all the information, like how many data in how many databases this defamation is appearing, whether it's a digest note, which is the USP, that is the summary, some call it law points or digest note or head note, or there are various names given to it. Then we have the judgments, the notifications, articles, constitutional documents, historical trials, etc., wherever it is appearing. And the second column, the result list column, it gives me all of them in relevance. That is whether it's an article or a Supreme Court judgment. And the third, of course, column shows me the text of the first among the result list. So this is the set pattern of a result display. Whichever way you do your search, whether it's a party name or a citation or a word search, you will get these three columnar displays. Now here I wanted to see the Supreme Court judgment. So I'll expand this judgments portion. I'll wherever I put my cursor, this only follows. So I'll click on Supreme Court, and only that gets selected. And in the second column, you can see now only the Supreme Court judgments are being getting displayed. Now here it is displaying me the first one of 15th of Jan 2010, which seems to be a little. I mean, it can't be a latest one, of course. So I want to see the latest one. So in the result list, I'll click on the sort by option. There are few options available, like latest judgment first, or maybe quorum strength largest first. So let me select latest first. And now they'll get arranged, in the ascending order. So you have this 3rd of June 21 judgment. That's pretty latest on defamation. Now let's remember these couple of results, that is 210, and the latest one is 3rd of June. Let's also see the other one, that is 31st of August, the next one in the result list. Now let's move back to the dashboard by clicking on this first icon on top, known as dashboard. Once I click on that, I go back to the word search, and in the word search, I'll just use this down arrow to select my previous search that I had done. And over here, what we do in SCC is we've already seen the filtering, the sorting part. So we need not define that over here, whether it's a Supreme Court of India judgment I want, or whether it's the latest that I want, because we have all those filters available. Now I'll just simply key in the main keyword and click on the search button. So thereby,
Husna, could you please mute your mic?
So now you can see a huge difference in the results. From 200 plus, it's now 9,000 plus. And as I go to this judgments portion, you can see 256 judgments. I click on only, and the result list displays me those. Now I'll arrange it and arrange it in the latest chronological first. So thereby I'll see the latest on top. So that is the same 3rd of June, but the second one was 31st of August 2020. So here you see March, 25th March, 18th March, 1st March, 7th December, 16th October, and then 31st. So you were missing out on at least 4 or 5 judgments in between. So this is the main bottom line, I should say, when you are searching in SCC. The more you key in, the lesser results you get, and the lesser you key in, you get more results. So we should stick to that. Now let me move back to the word search. At times you also have a very descriptive kind of a query, like I'm looking for judgments on consumer protection, where the claimant is claiming compensation for deficiency of service. So I think I can enter the entire description over here and get start the search. It will give me the results, but it will it'll maybe miss out on some judgments because I am giving interpreting what all I'm typing in over here, maybe not necessarily in the same way it is mentioned in the judgment document. Why so? In SCC, what happens? It searches for all the words. It will not go over, say, out of 10 words that I'll key in. If all the 10 are not falling in the same judgment or not finding not being found in the same judgment, it will not pull out that judgment or result for me. So to overcome that, what I'll do is focus on the main keywords over here. So first one was consumer protection, right? And I can then start the search. But then, being a legal phrase like consumer protection, you have other like res judicata or maybe suo moto or any other phrase that you have, you should always put them in double inverted commas so that they can be searched as a single word. Now, once we do the search, we'll come back to that result list where we see these 3 columns of all results and results list. Now, in this results that I have got 16,582, I want to now further narrow it down. I have broken that full entire sentence into main keywords. Now, in the next step, what I do just above below this SCC Online logo, there is a search within search results option, and in this I'll just type the other criteria or word that I had, that was compensation. Under consumer protection, I'll start the search, and now it will not search in the entire databases, but it will search only in these results 16,000, right? So I am now getting these results under compensation, and further I wanted to narrow it down. What compensation on the basis of what? So it was deficiency of service. I'll put it in double inverted commas again, being a phrase, and then start the search. So this is how you can break it into steps, and thereby it will be very easy for you to perform the search and you'll get the relevant results. Not only that, if at any given point of time you want to modify a part of this whole thread, like the second step I want to modify, I can use this cross button. It will remove this particular step and reset the results, and accordingly I can then enter the modified step in the search within search results and proceed further. So that is how we perform the search within search, and these search within searches can be performed up to 6 levels here. Coming back to the dashboard again. So that was a simple word search or maybe search within search that we have performed. There are few more options available in the word search. We'll touch it a little bit later. Let me move on to some other options which are available in the research section. Let's move to this words and phrases. Now in words and phrases, what you do is you enter the what you call the legal words or phrases of which you get the definitions. Now these definitions, whether they are defined in the statutory law, in the act itself, or maybe in the judgments, those definitions will be available to you in this segment. Now let me just tell you one. So let's take one like cyanide. This is one legal phrase that we have, and it is now showing me the definition over here according to the ordinary meaning, the expression cyanide as given in shorter Oxford Dictionary. So it's referring somewhere Oxford Dictionary over here, and then Webster's also. Followed by that, it's also giving me the Indian case law judgment title and citation where this cyanide has been defined, as well as one more definition from the Wharton UK dictionary, where you can see, which you can see in this square brackets, what mentioned over here. So all these definitions you can get from this words and phrases section. Now word search we have seen a bit. Similarly, we have one more option here known as find by topic. It is similar though, but it is different also. Here you get a ready-made index of all the what you call topics or statutes list that we have. As you can see, there is accounts, acquisition, agriculture, arbitration, all. So if I select any one of them, say for example administrative law. So under administrative law, it will show me administrative action, administrative appeal, and judicial review, natural justice, promissory estoppel, and so on and so forth. So I'll select one among these and click on the go button on the bottom. So it will show me the results. Now results will be displayed on the basis of selection I'll choose. On the bottom you can see it's showing me search in digest notes. If I choose this, it will show me only the Supreme Court digest notes only. If I want to see this promissory estoppel judgments as well as the digest notes and High Court, tribunals, and Supreme Court also, then I'll select search everywhere. And if I want that every time when I use the find by topic, it should by default search everywhere, so I can check box this save search preference, which is by default is not selected as such. So you can use that to save these selections permanently. Now that is one way of searching in this find by topic. Second one is, at times what we need to understand here is that, like I was just looking for this child custody, say for example last time, I'll click on this and you will see not only one falling under family and personal laws, there is another one on conflict of laws and private international law where child custody is being kept. So you can understand as a student who is especially a junior student that this particular legal topic or statute list, it falls under which topic trees. It could be more than one. So suppose if I take a very generic one like police, obviously it will be under that criminal law, but you will be surprised that it's also in the armed forces where central CRPF is being discussed over here. Similarly, criminal, of course, it will be under criminal. Then you have under custom also, you have under doctrines and maxims also, under human and civil rights also, and of course in civil law also. So this way the student can understand, yes, this particular topic could fall under different acts as such. Let me move back to the dashboard. And similarly, we have this one of my favorite, that is find by party name, where you have two segments. First one is where you know the party name, and the second one is where you don't know the party name, but of course you have a clue, like it's a famous case name. So these famous case names are made famous by the media. We have cases like Babri Masjid, Triple Talaq, Ayodhya, or maybe Sabrimala, or first judge's case, second judge's case, BMW hit and run. So many. I have searched for all these, so that history is available over here. The moment I select any one of those, the famous case names, the software decodes and gives me the actual party name then, as well as the citation. So this is one way of finding by famous case name. And let's move on to the traditional one, where you have to first select the jurisdiction. Now it could be a Supreme Court or a High Court, and if you have any doubt, you can also select the all jurisdiction in that case. So let me just select this Supreme Court judgment I know about. So I'll just select that, and after that I'll enter the party name. So if I am looking for, say, one on A.K. Gopalan versus of Madras, so I'll just type Gopalan maybe, and then find the case. Now once I click on find the case, it's giving me a result of 21 results. Among the list, it might be cumbersome for me to search for. So what is the other way out for this? In this case, I'll use the second party name also. I'll type in over here. So what I'll do is, instead of typing v dot and or maybe verses in between, which I should not, I'll enter them in both in one go with a space in between and click on find case. So what it will do is, it will simply pull out the unique citation for me. Now once I have the citation, I'll double click on that, and now I'll be back to those result screen where you get those three columns, all results as well as the result list. Now here I can see there that there is one judgment available, and there are 231 law points on this which have been discussed over here. Now in the second column, I can see the labels in the center that is namely J, which stands for full text of the judgment, and 6, that is the quorum strength, the bench strength. Second one shows D, which stands for digest note, and of course the quorum strength. It will also give me the judgment date as well as the party name. And in the digest notes, you can also find a little bit of what you call a summary or a catchword. Catchword, I would suggest, say like natural justice law in part 3, and then deprivation and all that stuff. So you can make out what it's talking about, and you can click on this to view that particular digest note in the third column. Now, in Supreme Court, you must remember that most of, almost 99% of the case laws are not overruled. Only a select few, and not the entire judgment is overruled. Only a select few this law points are overruled. Right. So what I'll do is, to get to know those, I'll use this search within search results option and type overruled word over here in this search area. Click on start search, and thereby the software will automatically pull out the overruled law points and put them together in the result list. And you can see there is an additional icon also appearing adjacent to this quorum strength, that is a red circle with exclamation, denoting that this particular law point has been overruled. Now you can see there are around 7, and all of them are overruled law points. The first one, like on punctuation marks, provision, conjunctive or disjunctive, you can see on the right hand third column. And if I go to the bottom or the footnote of this particular law point, it's being mentioned in which case law it has been overruled. Now, similarly, you can see there is another law point on history of legislation, then constitutional rights. So let's say, for example, I am looking, I want to read this one, constitutional rights, article 19(1)(d). So you can see right to movement throughout the territory of India under article 19(1)(d) applicable. I request the participants to mute their mics, please. And then when
Adhik Lal, could you please mute your mic?
Now, as you can see here, the opinion of Chief Justice Kania is mentioned over here, and on this article 91(d). Then, as per Justice Mukherjee, then Justice Das, of course, Justice Ali Fazal, and Justice Patanjali Shastri. So, out of 5 judges have given their opinion on this particular law point, and it's also mentioned on which point overrule on this point in Rustam Kawaji Cooper versus, and again held over another couple of 2-3 case laws. And you can see also the oldest one is being displayed first, and then in chronological order it increases that way, and the last one is the latest one as far as the case laws which have been overruled, in which it has been overruled. Now coming back to the top of this head note, just above this third column, you will get to see all these icons associated with this particular digest note. Now, if I want to know in which particular judgments this case law has been referred or cited, I'll click on this case reference icon. Let me just click once, and a single click will now show me the results or the judgments where this particular case law has been, cited or referred. As you can see here in this case law of 1951, this 1950 judgment has been referred. Then 1955, 1955, 61. Let's click on one of them and then read this particular law point, that is on Article 21, Prevention of Corruption Act. And you can see on bottom, its footnote, it's mentioned that this A.K. Gopalan versus State of Madras has been followed in the 61 judgment. So whether it is followed or maybe merely cited or referred or distinguished or relied upon, all these kind of treatments that have been given to this particular judgment in this judgment will this editorial input will be given to you in all these digest notes over here. So that was case reference. Let me move back to the dashboard. We also have an option of searching by citation. As you all are aware that there are so many citations available for a same judgment, because there are so many publishers publishing them simultaneously. So what we have done is we have kept the equivalent citations also, though we have tied up with journals like ILR, we have DRJ, we have Maharashtra Law Journal for Maharashtra, then we have MP Law Journal, and so many across the country we have tied up with. But apart from that, where we don't have a tie-up, we have also kept those citations over here for your searching purpose. So if I have, see, we don't have a tie-up with AIR, but I have a citation of AIR. So can I search it here? Yes, you can. Just type the name of the publishers over here, then select among the list, enter the what you call the year and say page number first. Let me select and click on the get citation. So what it will do is it will show me a judgment where it's SCC online citation is being mentioned over here on top, as you can see. But and in the title on the party name where these citations are mentioned, you can see here. Apart from this SCC, it's also being displayed like AIR. That's how we reach there. All India cases, CUT, Criminal Law Journal. So all these are also published this particular judgment. So equivalent citations are available to you for search purpose. Then we have also the editorial inputs in distinguished in so and so judgment, relied on in so and so judgment. So you get a, you can really, I can say that these are pearls, I mean, of wisdom for you. You can avail over here in SCC in the form of this editorial input. Now coming back to the dashboard, you also can search by way of finding by an act name. Now I have one particular act, and under that section will be appearing. So where whatever act is here, you enter that over here. At times people do say that I type Indian Contract Act, it's not displaying in the result list. So Indian was so common for many acts, so we have skipped that. So you should straight away type the principal act, click on find in title. It will give you the entire list of the sections, and select the one section you want to look for judgments, like in this case section 17. I clicked on that, I clicked on go button, and now I can see the results on section 17 of the Contract Act, the judgments on that particular act. Right, now let me just move back to the dashboard. Coming back to the word search once again, at times you also have more than one section or act to search for in the same judgment. So in that case, what you will do is you will enter that act name over here, like Penal Code and section 420, and Negotiable Instrument Act, section 138. I'm getting a suggestion somebody has already previously searched this also. So you can see that near something near is appearing over here. Now what this near is all about, I'll just first put this here for the sake of explaining. Here I'll put near in between all these words appearing like the act name. Not the entire act I am entering a name, only first name, and then adjacent to that I am entering the section number. And in between this near in capital locks I am entering. So this near will do what? It will search for these two correlating words in a nearby vicinity or in nearby range. So how much that will be? If you scroll down, it says Boolean near setting means 10 words range. So if I want to expand it further, maybe 20 words range I can choose, or maybe I can go I can also decrease it from 10 to say like 5 if I want to make it more nearer to each other. Now let me keep it as by default as 10. So what the software will do is it will search for all of these in say like a sentence. So that will make sense. And the second advantage over here is that different publishers use different nomenclatures, like section, they write entire section 420. At times it's SEC.420, SS.420 or S.420. I need not worry about that because these two are talking to each other. So obviously they'll be mentioning about the section only. So let me start the search and see the results. So each and every document that now will pop up or will come up will have the both these acts and sections mentioned in the same, say, digest note or a judgment. So that is the near operator for you. Similarly, we have also few more, couple of more options or operators available over here, which is in the form of a not and or. As you can see on the bottom screen, it says use not, or, and near all capitals. So how this can be used? Let's take this simple example of suo motu and suo motu. These are two words that I have keyed in. Of course, they are the legal phrases, but being a phrase, I'll first put them in double inverted commas, right? And then in the legal terminologies, at times it's mentioned as MOTO, at times it's mentioned as MOTU. Both mean the same. So whenever you have these kind of scenarios where you have to go for synonyms simultaneously, or same meaning words simultaneously, search for them at one go, this is the option that you'll use. That is known as or, either of the two. So the results that I will have will comprise of either SOMOTO, that is the point number 3 here among the list, and at serial number 4 I can see MOTU is pairing, and on 5 also. So I am getting all these variants. Now coming back to word search, another operator that we had is in the form of not. Now at times when you have a search query and you get a huge list of results, then you realize that yes, I don't want that particular segment in among the list. So like I'm looking for judgments on, say, compensation. Let's take compensation, but I don't want the medical due to medical negligence. So what all I'm typing after not will be kept out of the result list. Similarly, I don't want one on land acquisition. I don't want one. It means I can have one on motor accident. I can use it more than once. The not operator. So these all three will be kept out of the result list, and the rest will be displayed to me on screen. Now the judgments, now you can see over here, I think typo mistake, anyway it was compensation, but some typing mistake. Anyway, I got the results now. So from here, if I want to save this particular document in a folder, can I do that? I can, create folders in SCC Online by way of clicking on this first icon known as add to my SCC Online folder. So suppose this Industrial Disputes Act digest note I want to save. I'll click on add to my SCC Online folder. Then it will show me the add to folder, by default my folder, but since I have previously created one, it's showing me the previous one over here. I'll click on change folder, select my folder over here, and at the bottom you will see a new folder button. I'll click on that. This new folder will now get created, and it will also prompt me to enter a name to this. So I'll just put the name over here to this particular folder. Yeah, so it is GLC Thrissur. I had already created one yesterday, so I'll put number 2 over here and press enter. Now this GLC Thrissur 2 has been created. I click on select folder now on the bottom right, and now it's being displayed. It's been selected now rather. I'll click on OK, and this digest note gets stored in that particular folder. Now I move on to the judgment portion also. I go to this High Court and select this Kolkata High Court judgment over here, and also click on the add to my SCC Online folder again. And since the folder is already selected, I'll click on OK. The second document also is saved here. Again, I pick one from another high court like say Punjab and Haryana. I'll click on this add to my CC online folder and click on OK. Similarly, if I have any article, I have any bill or maybe any notification also to be added in the same folder, I can do that. So different documents can be added in the same folder. Now, once the saving is done, then on top, adjacent to the dashboard icon, there is a icon by the name My SCC Online. You move to your cursor to My Folders and click on View Folders. The moment I do that, it will display all the folders that I have created in the first column. And the last one or the latest one that I had created is already pre-selected. And the documents that I had added to it also get displayed in the result list. Now from here, that is one part. Creating folders, renaming them, and then storing those documents, saving those documents in those folders is one part. And the second one is, if I want to prepare a case compilation of all these documents, how I can do that? I'll, in the second column, I'll first select all the documents by clicking on the result list. All the 3 get selected. Then adjacent to the result list, there is an action icon button over here. And there are many options available. I use this, I click on this last option known as create case compilation. One click over here and it will now display me all these titles of the document. It will also prompt me to enter the name if I'll keep it as it is. Then I can also change the sequence as per my priority, or maybe at times I want to sequence them in date wise. You can use these buttons on the right hand side to move one up and down. Once you have done the indexing, then on the bottom you will find this create button on the bottom right. You'll click on this, and while we are now discussing about this case compilation, the software in the background is creating one for me, and believe me, in less than a minute you will get the compilation, which usually would take you an hour or two, because you will have to arrange the table of contents. First you have to prepare a table of contents. Accordingly, you will have to arrange the documents, give them manually page numberings. Here the software is doing the pagination automatically. So the first document is from page number 1 to 5, second is from 6 to 19, and third one is from 20 to 20. So pagination is done. Here I can also enter my notes or any remarks that I want. It's editable table of contents. I can also, if I am preparing for say a moot court this compilation, I can insert an image of my college, and that will also get inserted over here. Once you have done these changes, modifications, then you click on the save button on the right top. These get saved permanently. That's the first segment. The second segment is the documents. Now I click on the pages, page numbers in the second column, and now I can see the document as it is, and the pagination being allocated automatically in the square box by the software. So page number 1, 2, 3, it goes in continuity till 5. Okay, and from 6 the new document starts. So as per TOC, you get it in same sequence. From here, you now click on these 2 download arrows for the respective segments of table of contents and documents. This will get downloaded into your downloads folder. From there, you will take a print and just present it in your maybe moot court or later on in your profession also. So that is the case compilation part. You can also do modifications if I want to add another further later on. Maybe in the next week I want to further, I have done research and I found 2 more documents relevant to this particular topic, and I want to store them in the same folder. I can go to the My SCC Online folder and click on the manage folders. So where you can do a few things, like you can rename a folder, you can delete a folder, and of course adding of a document further to this can also be done by simply selecting the same compilation, and thereby you will be able to add the folders also over here. Right, so let me just move on to the dashboard back again, and also show you. I'm sure you are already aware that how to print a file or how to save a file, and maybe how to copy a portion of the judgment. Now let me come to that copy paste feature. In the full text judgment, you don't have that right to copy manually. So let me show you one. I'll open one Supreme Court judgment over here. Now in this judgment, if I move to this judgment portion, as you can see, in this para number, just before the para number, you find these icons, small icons, say like in this para number 2 and 3 and so 4 and 5, right? If I want to copy this para, manually highlighting and using Control C Control we will not help. Copy paste will not help. It will not. It's not activated over here. What you need to do is you need to use these icons over here. I'll double click on this icon. So what it will do is it will open this para number 3, extract it and put it in a new window. From here I can mail it across to myself or my colleague, or I can copy it and paste it in my Word draft, either all of it or maybe a few selected lines. And it's also mentioning the source, that is the party name and citation and page number, etc. What if I have more than one para to copy? Then in that case, you single click, a green tick will appear. So para number 3 first, para number 5 next, and para number 4. Same sequence, it will extract. And how you will get that? You click on this arrow, third icon, the third icon in the third column, known as Smart Copy. Once you click on Smart Copy, all the 3 paras get extracted, each having the source, and the similar steps of copy and mail can be performed over here. Why it's being used as something like this, para-wise copying? Because it has the digest notes embedded in it, which is copy protected. So therefore the entire document is copy protected. But of course you are allowed to copy the para-wise portion of the judgment. And if you have, let me just select the second judgment over here, which is yet to be published in SCC journal. So you get to see this SCC online citation. So wherever you find in High Court or Supreme Court, these SCC online citation on top, there the digest note is yet to be prepared and the document is yet to be published. So here you can use the manual highlighting and copy as much as you want. Using that manual copy paste feature over here, shortcut over here. Now coming back to the true print, it's called as true print judgment, which has a head note embedded in it, and it is a printed journal. I go to this print icon, save and mail, you can just simply understand. I move to the print icon. In the print icon you have this true print, non-true print, and there's another one, third one also. I'll just focus on this true print. Now true print means what? It means that it will give me the exact print as it is printed in the journal, the published journal. Same print will be available here in the software also when I use that for printing purpose. As you can see here, the same pagination, paragraphing, along with the true print watermark, name of the licensee, date, etc. Followed by that, the true print. The judgment starts from the middle of the page and the previous paras coming from the previous judgment. So it will print as it is. Whereas when I use the non-true print, the previous judgment's para will not be available in that. It will simply print the one as you see in here in the on the web. So it's a computer generated print that you have. All right. Now let me move back to the dashboard. Excuse me. And apart from the research section that we have this My Library section also. And in the My Library section, you can see these options. I'm sure. I think Chetan, anything was covered in this in the beginning?
We had covered articles, we had covered most resources in detail.
Okay.
I think we can just focus on acts and browse query topics.
Okay, great. Thank you. So now apart from about this browse curated topics, this we have developed while in this pandemic. The team went ahead and did some research on this, and the editorial team has come up wonderfully with these topics here, 10, 12 topics on constitution, which are segregated in the form of these laws like constitutional law, public law, corporate, commercial, intellectual, arbitration, taxation, and so on and so forth. So you can select any one of the topics over here, and on the basis of that you will get to see the results. So now let me just select, say, environment law. So under environment law you will get noise pollution, you will get biohazardous things, biological diversity is there, pollution, hazardous waste management is there, then noise pollution and climate change is also there. So many categories are there as far as the environment law is concerned. Now, if I select any one of them, let me choose the first one, like biological diversity. So in biological diversity, you will get to see these all, law related topic trees there, but then it's giving me the statutory law also, rules, regulations, notifications, case law, treaties, articles, and so on and so forth, pertaining to only biological diversity. Now, if I had done the word search, I would have got the same results, but for that I'd have to do the extra homework. I'll have to, pull out these, statutory law or case law from different, say, statutory laws, acts, as well as case laws. So these are all done by our editorial. Let me just take this example of statutory law. You can see that the Principal Act is being, put here. Apart from that, you can see the other act like Compensatory Afforestation Fund Act, National Green Tribunal Act, Wildlife Protection Act, and some respective state acts are also available here. So all of them have been kept under this umbrella because they are all related to the principal topic, that is biological diversity. Moving on to the rules and regulations, similarly you will get to see the rules and regulations not only from the principal biological diversity, but from wetlands, conservation and management, river Ganga, national tiger conservation, and the respective state rules also available here. Same goes with the notifications and circulars. Let's move to the case law, and here again you will find very select few either digest notes or the full text judgment on that principal topic. And of course, this digest note will have the hyperlink of the citation also, and you can just click on that and open that judgment in a new window. From here, you can just read it, read the relevant portion, close it. You are back to the this curated topic list over here. So everything handpicked by the editorial put at one place. It saves a lot of time for you. Coming back to the dashboard, I'll move to this browse acts and rules now. In this, you get the entire Constitution of India, you get the central acts, you get the state acts, you also get the notifications. Now in central acts, what we have done is we have put all the acts, principal major acts on top. The second half has the rest of them, less frequently used, in bunches of alphabetical order A to Z. Now I will select one act over here. Let me just choose Contract Act. Then this BEAR Act will be appearing here on the second column. From here, I can use the print or maybe mail save option, and the entire act will be mailed or saved or printed. Now coming to the act itself, say like I'm at section 2, and here this topic gift is being highlighted. It's basically an insertion done by our editorial team, whereby it's the insertion is in the form of a commentary as well as the important citation on gift. That's also embedded over here. And then next, void contract, same way. These all commentaries are a part of the judgment only, which are pointing towards the principal topic over here, like void contract. Similarly, you will find one on acceptance of offer, or if you go further down, you can see these at regular intervals of various sections. Under those sections, various titles or topics are mentioned, and for each topic there is a citation of the case law and the commentary also followed by it. And at times you will also find more than one citation or maybe two judgments, important judgments on that topic also mentioned in this in the form of these commentaries. And clicking on the citation, of course, again will open it in a new window. You can read it, you close it, you come back to the BEAR Act itself over here. So that is the browse acts and rules part. Now Anything else we want to add, Chetan, over here?
Not really. I think we are almost closing on the time, considering we started a bit late.
Late, yeah.
I wanna get into the question answer round as soon as possible.
All right.
So let's get into that. Considering that we are addressing the integrated course students coming from first year going to fifth year.
Yeah.
I think now because initially what we do whenever we start a session, we ask the queries in the starting of the session so that we can address those queries. Considering that we could not do that in the starting, and I have not really heard anyone asking any question during the session. So I'm hoping that student would ask questions. So let's give them some, room to ask questions. So
Sure.
let's open the question answer round, Mr. Anna.
Right, Chetan. So students, participants, respected faculties, you have any queries, you may please ask. We have opened the question and answer round. You can do that by virtue of either putting it in the chat box, or you can straight away unmute and ask that query.
In case you don't want to unmute your mic or there's some challenge with that, you can
raise.
also use the chat option. You can put it in the chat if you have any queries. Dr. Sonia, do you want to share anything that we would have missed out or anything that you want us to cover?
No, sir, I think because you have almost covered everything. And some of the students are already accessing it because even last year we were having SEC online. So that's
Yes.
maybe why they are not asking questions.
No worries, which is understood. No worries. Mr. Anna, could you, I think there aren't any questions coming in today.
Okay.
Could you be kind enough to share our contact details so that the
Sure, I'll do that.
students can reach out to us?
Yes, I'll put it in the chat. That is our email ID and as well as a toll-free number. Yeah.
Yes, please do that. And post which I think you can conclude the session and stop the recording as well once you're done with that. Yeah.
Sure.
Please.
So students, I have just shared the email ID of ours, that is learning@ssconline.com, and the toll-free number, which is 18002586 So you can connect with us through any of these modes. Definitely, and there's a query. Somebody has put it in the chat where I can get the recording. So we'll be, mailing it to Sonia ma'am, and from there you can get you can get the recording. And before I conclude, I'll again show you the help center section over here, which is here in the form of a question mark, as you can see, and there's a view user manual option. The moment you click on that, you will be taken to a new web page, that is the help center of ours. You can see the frequently read articles here. Let's say for example, I want to know more about how to smart copy. I'll click on that option and it will follow with an example, illustrate it with an example for me. And if there is anything extra or additional that I'm looking for, there is a help center section here. In that you can enter your query, like I was talking about, say near operator. The moment I key in near, it will show me the suggestion, how to use the near operator. I click on that and again it will give me the example for that particular topic over here. So you can use this as a help. And of course we have also put some of the webinars that we conducted earlier on our YouTube channel. So if you type webinar over here, you get to see the links of those. So for example, if I want one on advanced search, after I type webinar, It'll just show me the link on the bottom footnote, and from here it will route me to my the SCC online YouTube channel, and you can watch it over there. Some 7-8 videos or the webinars are available there through this help center. So
So yeah,
considering-
Mr. And I think let's end this meeting now.
Sure. I'll
Yeah.
just stop the recording first.
Please do that.